I usually do Premier League games previews on the day of the games of the Premier League or the Champions League or whatever. But the reason I'm doing it the day before because tomorrow I have an event to go to, so I can't miss it. So it's better I prepare. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to watch the matches. I'm for sure going to watch the matches, but I'm obviously going to that event. That event is very, very early in the morning, so that's why I have to go there. But the Premier League, you've got Liverpool against Chelsea. I mean, both teams are for sure in transition with what's going on with them. I mean, Liverpool have had a very, very poor season by their standards, considering they won the Premier League the year before. They're gonna get Champions League football anyway. It's not an issue. But you know, I mean, it looked like people thought like they turned the corner because of a couple of wins against Fulham, Everton, and Crystal Palace. But again, the cracks showed against Manchester United, where they were really poor in the first half. They put a good comeback in the second half against United, even though they lost. But I think that was more to do with United's silly mistakes to let Liverpool back in the game. But yeah, I mean, this game is a difficult one to call who's going to win because both teams are really, really, they've had a really, really poor season. Chelsea, they've also had a dreadful season. I mean, Chelsea have nothing to. They might get European football, but I don't think Chelsea fans really care whether they get European football or don't get European football. It doesn't matter to them. I mean, the only game that matters to Chelsea right now from now to the end of the season is the FA Cup final against Man City, and they can win that game because even though they're not the favourites, they can win that game. It's a one-off game; anything can happen. But they're not going to win that game. They're not going to win that final the way they're performing right now. It's impossible. But this is a really tricky one to call because both teams are really, really poor. Really poor. It's just a really tricky one to say who's going to win. I'm not joking. But I'm going for, because Liverpool at home, I'm going for a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Fulham against Bournemouth. According to reports, Adoni Raiola is close to joining Crystal Palace, who obviously, like I said, they won 2 trophies and they have a chance to win the third trophy, the Conference League. And obviously, if they win that final against Rayo Vallecano, that means Crystal Palace are going to play Europa League football next season. So Areola could be going to a team who play European football who just won the Conference League. So that would be helpful for him. However, and then there is an extreme scenario here. If Aston Villa win the Europa League and finish 5th, the team who finishes 6th in the Premier League gets an extra spot in the Champions League. So they will qualify for the Champions League 6th position only if Aston Villa get 5th place and win the Europa League. I mean, imagine Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton playing Champions League football. I mean, that would be incredible. I don't think Chelsea are gonna get. I know Chelsea are 4 points behind Bournemouth and those teams, but I don't think Chelsea are gonna get 6th place. But how terrific that would be! That Brentford, Bournemouth, or Brighton are gonna play Champions League football. That would be terrific for those clubs. It would be like great achievement. That's for sure. I mean, let's not forget. Brighton. A lot of people expected them to be like finish mid-table. Brentford to potentially get relegated. With Key Andrews coming in and replacing Thomas Frank. Bournemouth a very good team, but let's say 10th, 9th, mid-table also. For those 3 clubs to be having a chance to play Champions League football next season, it's absolutely incredible. Really, really incredible. So yeah. But Bournemouth, if you look at the next 3 games, they're 6th now in the Premier League. If you look at the next 3 games, they've got Fulham away, which is, Fulham have nothing to play for. Firstly, they've got nothing to play for. So, however, Fulham are at home, so they would want to play with a bit of pride. Then they've got City at home, where obviously City are going to come back from having played the FA Cup final and against Crystal Palace, so that could help Bournemouth in that regard. And Bournemouth are at home, and they've got Nottingham Forest away, where Nottingham Forest by that time should be guaranteed safety in the Premier League. So yeah, they've got games where it could go in their favour, Bournemouth actually. So Yeah, I mean, and you look at the other teams' fixtures. You look at, let's say, Brentford. You look at Man City away. This is a very tricky game for Brentford. Then they've got Crystal Palace at home, which Crystal Palace have nothing to play for. They're going to focus in the Europa League, Europa Conference League final, so they could win that game. And they've got Liverpool away, which Liverpool might get. They should get. They should be by that time. They should secure Champions League football. So they might, not focus much on that game. So yeah, I mean. Brentford and Bournemouth have got games where they could get something good from all of those games. Maybe Brentford against Man City, but all the other games, they've got games where they could get something. Brighton at home against Wolves, which they should win that game against Wolves. Leeds away, it depends on whether Leeds are guaranteed safety or not. United at home, where United have got Champions League football already, and they already finished third, so Brighton could win that game as well. So I think for all of those three clubs, except maybe City away and Leeds away for Brighton, those three clubs could win all of the rest of their games. They could genuinely do that. And I'm not trying to jinx it. I know those teams are not easy. Let's say City at home for Bournemouth is not a piece. It's not an easy on the cake here, because City are a great team as well, but City could struggle coming back of the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace. But yeah, Fulham away for Bournemouth. It's not an easy game going away to Craven Cottage, but I expect Bournemouth to win that game. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Bournemouth. Sunderland against Manchester United. United already got Champions League football. Sunderland have nothing to play for. I'm going for a 1-1 draw for that one. Brighton against Wolves. I expect Brighton to win that game. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Brighton. And speaking of Brighton, the manager Fabian Hörsler just signed a contract until 2029. Considering obviously he's the youngest permanent coach, I should say, in the Premier League history, because obviously Ryan Mason used to manage in the Premier League with Tottenham, but he's the youngest permanent coach in the Premier League history. I would say he's done a good job at Brighton. He's got Brighton playing good football. They're a very good team, good to watch on the eye. Brighton have a chance to get European football as well. So for Brighton, for him to get a new contract, considering the job he's done at Brighton, it's a deal that he deserves. It's a contract that he deserves. He's done a good job at, especially at a club like, let's be honest, a club like Brighton, who are, let's say, not expected to win things. He's done a good job. Last season, I think they finished mid-table. I think obviously his first season in English football is not easy, but second season they have a chance to get European football, and if they do get European football, then he's done a really, really good job at Brighton. But in general, he's done a very good job at Brighton. He's got, considering they were, I would say 3 months ago or 4 months ago, there was even a suggestion that he could leave Brighton, because Brighton were struggling massively. I would say in February, March time. I think they were 14th, 15th at the time. However, their form since the Sunderland game they've really turned it around. Or I would say after the Liverpool defeat in the FA Cup, the form was, they turned it around. They beat Brentford, they beat Nottingham Forest, they lost to Arsenal, but they played quite well in that game. They beat Sunderland away from home, they beat Liverpool, they beat Burnley, they drew with Tottenham away from home, they beat Chelsea at home, and they lost to Newcastle away from home. So, they've been in really, really good form since February time. So yeah, they've been in very good form, and they've got Wolves at home, which they should win. So yeah, Manchester City against Brentford. This is a game that Manchester City have to win. They can't drop points anymore. They dropped points already to Everton. They can't drop points. I mean, you look at the rest of their games, they can't drop any of them. Any of those games, they have to win all of them. Because if you look at Arsenal's games, I mean, Arsenal, let's say the only Man City's hope of seeing Arsenal drop points is that West Ham game away from home. Otherwise, I can't see Arsenal dropping points to Burnley at home, and I can't see Arsenal dropping points to Crystal Palace away. I can't see it. But yeah, I mean, City have to win all of their games, because that draw away from Brentford is that game. You know, that could massively cost City the title. But they're at home to Brentford. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, to be honest, for Man City, because Brentford are a good side. Brentford are fighting also to get European football as well. It's not only City trying to win the title here. So, but yeah, there's more pressure on City obviously to win this game. They have to win. They can't drop points anymore. They're at home. They're expected to win. It won't be easy. I mean, Brentford. I think Brentford might get something from this game. Brentford might get something. I mean, defensively they're usually strong defensively. Going forward, they've got players who could score goals for them, like Igor Thiago, who's had a great season for Brentford. So I don't think it's going to be a straightforward game for City, as it might look on paper. But yeah, I think City, because City are at home. I think if it was at Brentford, I think Brentford for sure. I think Brentford will get something. But because it's at the Etihad, I'm just gonna going for a slight edge 2-1 win for Manchester City. So yeah, I'm going for City 2-1 win to win that one. So, but it won't be an easy game for sure. They can't, City know that they can't drop any points from the rest of the season if they want to win the title. They've got FA Cup in between, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, which doesn't help, of course. But at the same time, they let's be honest, they put themselves in this situation, by they're training Arsenal, and they rely on Arsenal to dropping points against West Ham because of those silly points dropping against Everton, the drop points against Nottingham Forest, West Ham. I mean, if City lose this Premier League title, it won't be because of those fixtures they have in between, Chelsea, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace. It would be because of bad dropping points against Fulham, Forest, West Ham, and a poor run of form they had in January, where they went 4 games without a win. So yeah. I mean, you look at the City side. I said it before. You look at the City side. I mean, even though I said that City were going to go on and win the Premier League after they beat Arsenal, you have to look at the City side and say this is not the same City side as before, for sure. And this City side reminds me of a bit of like Jurgen Klopp's. I said it before. A bit reminds me of Jurgen Klopp's final season at Liverpool, where it's a team that is improving, that is still a rebuilding team, but it's still not there yet. Not there yet. And this is the same thing for Pep Guardiola's side, because last season, City had a really bad season the season before, similar to Klopp's Liverpool 22-23 season. The season before, same as City's this season, they've had to rebuild the squad, refresh the players, refresh the squad, refresh the team and everything else, and bring new players, get rid of the players who are, let's say, getting older. And it's a rebuilding team. It's not there yet. Yes, they won the Carabao Cup and they might win the FA Cup, but it's a team that is not there yet. They might have got players who are experienced in terms of winning trophies, like Ruben Diaz and Erling Haaland and so on. But a lot of the players in the squad, they haven't been there to win. Like you look at players like, let's say, who are they? Reinders, he's not been there, done it. You look at Cherky, he's not been there, done it. Nico Gonzalez, same thing. Who else? Nico Riley, same thing. Marmoush, same thing. So Savinho, same thing. Semenyo, same thing. They've got a lot of their players in that City squad are not like experienced as, let's say, Haaland is, or Foden is, or Silva is, or Rodri is, or Ruben Diaz is. I think maybe we took, because we saw. I think maybe because we as football fans, we saw City's victory after Arsenal, and City going top of the Premier League. We thought like, this is what City do in the business end of the season. They step up. That's what they usually do, and we sometimes maybe forget some of the inexperience that City have in the squad. So yes, I know City have won a lot of Premier Leagues in the past, but not all. Like a majority of the players in that squad are not as experienced, like I said, as Haaland and so on. So yeah, but again, it's a rebuilding team. It's a team that is a good team. It's a good team, but it's not there yet. And it's a bit like I said, it's a good comparison to Jurgen Klopp's final season at Liverpool, where it's a good Liverpool team, but it's not there yet. And they proved it that they were there the season after, because obviously they won the Premier League. And it could be the same thing for Man City. They could go on and win the Premier League next season. So, yeah. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.